Wow, another video of me talking to the camera for 10 minutes straight after I said that I was gonna end my podcast season of 2025. Oops. There are very few topics that I feel are important enough to talk about on camera. Today we're kind of addressing the fact of why the fuck are you embarrassed? So, two things, don't mind my voice. I had another video planned, but I actually have fallen ill. I know. Also, this video wasn't very well planned, so I will be looking at my laptop quite a bit because I have quite a bit of notes that I want to refer to because I want this video to be structured and I really want to get my point across and not be misunderstood. So the main theme is kind of, why are you embarrassed? Why in this day and age are we embarrassed to be who we are? Why are we embarrassed to be who we are not? This video means a lot to me, and I won't only be opening up a little bit about myself and how I view my online presence, but also the struggles that I feel that maybe aren't talked about or feel very niche to me. So hopefully I can touch you. I want to rephrase that. Hopefully I can reach through you. Now the first main point that I want to make is about the fear of judgment. And I have two metaphors surrounding this. The first one is that no matter what you do, whether that be in real life or online, people will always talk. People will always make comments. There will always be judgment and criticism, whether you are the best or the worst or whatever in between you might be. That wasn't proper English, but I think you understand. Hence, caring is an endless cycle, and I view it as pointless. Viewing what strangers think about you when they don't actually know you, no matter what you put out about yourself. They never actually know you, if it's just through the camera. So caring what strangers think about you is pointless, and you shouldn't. And I'm sure that you've heard that a lot, but I think if you really understand, and if you have experience with posting online and receiving comments, whether good or bad or whatever, towards you or towards your content or whatever, you start to realize how endless it is to care, because it never stops. Us as humans, this criticism and judgment is natural in a way. I mean, don't quote me on anything, not much research has gone into this, but I feel that it's natural that us humans, we judge, we have opinions, because we all grow up with different morals and different cultures, so we all view how other people's actions, differ to ours or similar to ours. Hence, even the most positive or negative comments don't actually matter if the people don't know you. I feel like death, yeah. So on that note, sure, people that you know, their opinions might matter more, of course, but that doesn't always mean that they're right. I'm a really, really big believer in trusting your gut. Obviously this comes with a pinch of salt, and it's important obviously to, get things like constructive criticism from people that you value. I really am a strong believer in trusting your gut and trusting what you believe is right and wrong to an extent, right? What I said was kind of a hot take, I guess, because I do severely disagree with some people who do believe that they have their heart in the right place. And my second metaphor is kind of more about just a life perspective. You can think of life in one or two ways. I'm sounding really wisdom, but you can think of life in one or two ways. The first way is that nothing really matters, we're all gonna die, no one's gonna remember you, right? But then the second way you can think about it is, oh my god, nothing really matters, we're all gonna die, no one's gonna remember you. And the difference there is you change your mindset from what's the point of trying, to I can try all I want. Both results are the same, right? I think it's a bit pessimistic, and I don't want to scare anybody with that one. That one, I've been told, and it kind of shook me for a few days. I was kind of like, damn, that's true, nothing does matter. But then I realized that, so then why fucking waste it? It's not like you only live once, like you have this one life, you might as well just live it. I lived with a mindset that it's like, okay, well, worst comes to worst, kill myself. Maybe I don't want to put that on the internet. But then I realized that, like, okay, so I have this opportunity, I've been gifted this chance to live, and I might as well just use it to do whatever I want, right? I mean, we have free will. Please take that with a pinch of salt to an extent. Don't be a dick or a fucking monster. Essentially, just don't hold back. Like, do your thing, dress how you want to dress, post what you want to post, like, live your life. Okay, so this leads me on to my next point. The regret of not starting. Now, this could just be me, but I would rather live with the regret of trying and not succeeding than not trying. I struggle really, really hard. I'm sure, like, many of you guys let me know, to live with regret. I realize that it's inevitable. It's something that I have to accept. I can't avoid living, you know, without regretting something. I have a ton of regrets. I've made a ton of mistakes. I have met so many people that have either told me that A, they used to have a channel but they stopped, or that B, they've always wanted to start a channel. I mean, not only a channel, but like posting on TikTok or Instagram or just posting more or something like that. My first question to them is always, why did you stop? Or why didn't you start? And their answers are usually one of two things. They're scared of what people online might say, and they're scared of what people they know might say. Now, we've already addressed the first point. We don't care what strangers on the internet think about us. We don't know them. It's pointless. Endless cycle. You guys remember that? But honestly, that second point, I really, really relate to that. I really do value what people I know think about me significantly more than what strangers think about me. And I think I've briefly touched on this topic in a previous video, but I can't remember. I couldn't find it. This brings me to my next point, which is choosing your circle. I realized that my fear of posting because of what other people I knew thought about me usually related to people that were in my life that actually made me unhappy, who didn't support my passions, my creativity. I'm specifically talking about YouTube or my social media presence. For something that I have such a passion for, it really hurts that they felt embarrassed by me, to an extent where multiple times I considered to stop posting just so that I could keep them in my life. And that was when I realized, if I love what I do, I only want people who support me around me. If you feel embarrassed about my social media presence or what I do, I don't want you in my life. Now, of course, take this with a pinch of salt, because depending on what you're doing online or who the person is to you, there is an extent of how you should handle the situation. It's very conditional. To each of their own. I should Google that to make sure I'm using that right. But really though, like, since adopting this mindset, I've been so much happier. I felt so much freer with my content. I felt more authentic. I felt more confident. I did a lot less overthinking. Like, my anxiety levels surrounding my future on social media and my future with these people went lower down. And I realized that overall, if they didn't support this, if they felt embarrassed by this, they didn't care enough about me to put that aside, in a sense, you know? We're on to our next point, which kind of relates to one of the ones before, which is regret versus trying. If it's your dream to create content, posts, reels, YouTube videos, art, music, whatever the fuck it might be, do it. I am telling you right now, this fucking 20-year-old blonde weirdo on YouTube that you just stumbled across is telling you to fucking do it. So many people live with regret of not starting earlier or not starting at all. I myself wish that I was not held back by toxic people in my life to not pursue this. So this is kind of a little bit of a side note. I just want to talk a little bit about aesthetics, because I feel like, especially Gen Z, like my generation, I think we're all very obsessed with being in a certain aesthetic because we all long for this feeling of belonging. You know, having an aesthetic is you know, how we fit into a certain group online. And especially online, I feel like a lot of people follow certain aesthetics to fit in with a certain niche online. No, I was gonna say something kind of a hot take, let me save my hot takes for a different episode, right? Now this links me with my next topic, which is being authentic online. Society puts so much pressure on how we should look and act, you know, to be valued online. But being yourself, this sounds so fucking cringe, I'm so sorry, but being yourself, being authentic, I'm here to tell you right now, is enough. My best videos that I've posted on my channel is when I'm most authentically myself. Usually that's when I'm kind of depressed, which is a little concerning. But recently, as somebody who studies like the algorithm and shit, we are seeing more authentic individuals come up online. So if that's a little bit of like a factual point instead of metaphorical, just to be yourself, that's... Because I feel like everyone always is like, yeah, be yourself, people will love you more. Why? Why will people love me more? Tell me why. The more individual people we have online, the more others can feel a sense of belonging with each individual person. Honestly, just overall, creating is so much more enjoyable when you are authentic. Like, when I kind of try and force a video out of myself, you know, where I'm doing maybe something that I deem to be aesthetic or what is trending, the video doesn't do well, and I don't really like filming it, and I low-key usually feel quite depressed and depersonalized afterwards. But when I sit down and I talk to the camera like I'm doing now, the videos do better. So we're on to kind of the conclusion, a little bit of like a personal reflection. I've been creating and posting online for a very long time. Created my first YouTube video, which was a Clash of Clans let's play, and I was 10, and I've been creating and or posting ever since, and I'm 20 now. I've fallen in and out of toxic cycles, from being obsessed with views and clout to being obsessed with the way I look and the way I act and the way I talk and whatever. But I've noticed that the more I try and the more I put out, low-key like exposure therapy, the more authentic I am, the better my content is getting, the happier I am, and the more just confident I feel about what I create. I feel happier, you know? It's hard at first, but if you love it, now I'm talking about whatever it may be, but now if you love what you do, and I'm, in my case, posting silly videos on the internet, but if you love what you do, I promise you, you will find people who love it just as much. So, in conclusion, post that video.